I once visited the Mark Twain House and Museum in Hartford, Connecticut, a beautiful home, including the space where Twain himself sat to write many of his literary masterpieces. Now, some of those adventures began decades earlier, as Andrew McCrae explains, from the American countryside.
In the winter of 1819, a natural entrance to a cave was found just south of Hannibal, Missouri. Locals came from time to time to see the interesting place. One of those visitors in the early 1840s was a young resident of the river town who was fascinated by what he saw.
Sam Clemens, as a boy, came into the cave to explore. In his own words, in his autobiography, he said he tired of most everything he did, but he never tired of exploring the cave.
Vicki Vale knows this place well. She leads tours of what is today known as Mark Twain Cave. Through the early and mid-1800s, it was mostly just local residents who came to the cave to explore for fun. Mark Twain, the author, changed that.
But it wasn't until the publication of The Adventures of Tom Sawyer in 1886 that the locals noticed an increase of tourists from other locations, not just from the nation, but also from around the world.
Those tours continue today, with people still coming to the cave immortalized in the novel Tom Sawyer. While Twain's works were mostly fiction, they resonated with readers.
So the people, and maybe some loosely the events, were inspired by real happenings, but the dramatic element and the spectacle of all of it, that was definitely Mark Twain's genius.
A visit here, and you can imagine Tom Sawyer and Becky Thatcher getting lost in the narrow passages of this cave. But it was also on the approximate 6 miles of cave walls that visitors began immortalizing their tour. Prior to National Landmark designation in 1972, you could sign your name, and many people did.
Well, we don't know exactly who some of these people are. We know that they're a part of our story as well. And so we have estimated about 250,000 signatures throughout the Mark Twain Cave.
They knew the author had signed his name to a wall, but with so many crooks and crannies, they could never find it.
The signature of Samuel Clemens that was found in the summer of 2019, so very recently, always expected to be found.
Signature analysis was used to verify what had long been searched for. It was a unique tie uniting the author back to the cave he'd explored as a child and written about as an adult.
There are certainly caves that are larger, with more grandeur than this one. However, it is the story behind this cave that makes it special, because visitors who come here realize the adventures of Mark Twain all began right here. Traveling the countryside in Hannibal, Missouri, I'm Andrew McCrae.
Thanks, Andrew. If you want to watch more of these American countryside stories, use the QR code on the screen with your smartphone to see more. Up next, customer support with John Phipps.
How green is green?
Find farm equipment on Machinery Pete's July 19th online auction. No reserve, no buyer fees. Start bidding now at auctions.machinerypete.com.